Welcome to The Flow, hosted by Bob Martin, slightly edgy glimpses into politics, culture, society, and being human.
Okay, good people. We are at war. We woke up this morning to the news that at 3 a.m., the United States launched strikes on Iran. We woke up to war. And before we go any further, we need to acknowledge something that's a little bit uncomfortable. You know, the president went through all of this history, but from the perspective of the average person in the street in Tehran, this probably feels like December 7th, 1941 felt to Americans. A surprise strike in the dark, no warning, no debate. We know what Pearl Harbor did to us. It unified us. It hardened us. It turned anger into resolve. So if you think the Iranian public won't react the same way, you're not paying attention to history. Now, yes, Iran has done terrible things. Americans have died. Terror networks have been funded. And that's real. That's real. But history didn't begin yesterday. In 1953, there was a democratically elected Iranian government, and it was overthrown in a coup backed by the United States and Britain. And we installed our little puppet government, the Shah, and he ruled brutally. He repressed, and that repression led to the 1979 revolution. And since then, we've had decades of hostility and escalation. And none of that excuses terrorism, but all of it explains context. And context matters when you're about to light a fuse. Now, here's what worries me. The Constitution is not vague on this. Article 1 gives Congress, not the president, the power to declare war, not suggest war, not hint at war, but to declare it. Congress is preparing to debate a war powers resolution next week. That debate never happened. One man decided that we should trouble every American, left, right, independent, because, the founders feared exactly this kind of concentration of power, the power of making war. And then there's the strategic reality. This was done on a whim. You can't simply decapitate an authoritarian regime and assume democracy blooms. When you remove the head, you create a vacuum. The people in the streets might want freedom, but they are not organized. And you know who is? The Revolutionary Guard. So if chaos unfolds, they are the most cohesive, the most organized force positioned to take control, and they are hardliners. And we've seen this before. We've seen it in Iraq. We saw it in Afghanistan. Regime change without a plan is not regime change. It's regime obliteration. And chaos always fills the space. And let's not pretend the United States is the only player in the world. Russia's watching. China's watching. Regional powers are watching. Vacuums invite influence. So here's where I land. If there is a coherent strategy, show it to us. Show it to the American people. If there's an end game, explain it. If this was necessary, justify it constitutionally and strategically. Because if this was not grounded in sober, disciplined planning, then we're risking American lives, global stability, and constitutional integrity on something far more fragile than leadership. This is not a video about defending Iran. This is a video about defending the Constitution, understanding history, refusing to stumble blindly into open-ended war. I'm angry, and angry is understandable, but recklessness is not. And the American people deserve better than a unilateral war with no clearly stated end. I'm mad, and I'm mad as hell.